Peace Collective. Today we are talking about a moment of desired isolation. You may be feeling like you're closing yourself off to life, to reality. I don't want to say reality, we're going to cancel that. But you may be feeling like you're closing yourself off to certain people, certain experiences. Believe it or not, these experiences are not necessarily meant to be in your energetic field at this particular point in time. So, this moment of desired isolation is actually for you to recognize that not everyone belongs in your energetic space. Not everything belongs in your energetic space. And you've been dealing with feeling overstimulated, overwhelmed, even sick to, it could be to your stomach, physically going through certain things where these energies you are refusing to engage with, thus they are being removed, right? And being removed, I feel like obviously with you, divine, this is something that is being worked on. But on the physical aspect, what's happening right now, it's that you may not want to engage with people. You may not be wanting to have conversations with people. You may be sleeping more. You may be more tired. This moment of desired isolation is actually speaking to you, letting you know that you are in a moment of using your discernment, actually using your willpower to determine what is going to be entering into your physical reality. Okay, now you may have been thinking that you wanted a whole bunch of, fancy things at first, but I don't feel like this is where this is going. This is you using your discernment. I feel like this is you having your moment with your energy before you decide what you want to do in your particular life, what you want to engage with, the energies you want to engage with. The first card that came out, because we're channeling this message with Archangel Raphael, is stars. I feel like this is a lot of star alignments. I feel like this is the moment right now for those who've been doing the work in the collective spectrum, to really sit with their spirit and allow the human consciousness to speak, but also the spirit to speak, to come into a unison, a oneness together of what is meant to come into your reality, what you desire to come into your reality. I feel like for many, it's not necessarily about what you want to leave the collective. It's right now about what you want to experience. For the person that I feel like I'm reading for, I feel like you want to experience peace. You want to experience joy. You want to experience stability with freedom. I feel like this is your moment where you want to feel poured into. And it doesn't necessarily have to come from other living beings. You are allowing yourself to pour into you. You are allowing yourself to listen to the call of your heart, right? The call of your spirit, listening to these different aspects of self. And you're saying, you know what do these aspects of myself need? So if I need solo time, I'm giving myself that solo time. If I need to do self-care, I'm focusing on that self-care. And so I feel like this is where we're at collective. It's a beautiful moment of showing up for yourself in the aspects of peace, gratitude, right? Allowing yourself to really enjoy the safe haven that you've been able to cultivate and been able to align with different aspects of yourself that you felt were missing. And I feel like because we have the ship, so I feel like this is speaking to going places, this is adventures. And I feel like that going places isn't necessarily, oh, you're physically going places, you're traveling to a new destination. I feel like this is going places in diving into the depths of the consciousness, really exploring who you are, because we have the woman that comes up next. And the woman to me is speaking to the depths of femininity, the depths of your vulnerability, the depths of honesty within yourself, the depths of nurturing yourself. I feel like with, the stars, these are alignments. All of this speaks, to the stars, the ship, the woman is speaking to this beautiful nurturing energy, is speaking to this energy of going to places within yourself, is reaching different aspects within the higher realms. It's aligning with the frequency of truth. It's aligning with the frequency of this is where miracles happen, because I'm no longer playing small. I'm no longer hiding from who I truly am, but I'm not doing this for recognition of people. I'm not doing this, for the accolades. I am doing this simply because this brings me peace. I am, whatever you're doing, right? I'm doing this because, the self-care makes me feel good. I am getting the rest because my body is telling me it's a season of rest. I am making sure that I'm listening to these hurts because that is bringing peace to my mind, and my mind is only trying to entertain the peace. It's not trying to entertain the chaos, because the chaos, the negative energy, those hardships ultimately make you sick, okay? Whether it's physically sick, whether it's, energetically sick, whether it makes you tense up in your body, okay? Because I've experienced all of this. It's letting you know that is not for you. You do not want that in your environment. And so you are going places within the aspects of honoring the depths of self, okay? You're in your new era, baby, and it's a beautiful era to be in. Let's see what else we have. So Archangel Raphael, what else do we have? Oh, hold on. Oh, this one came out flying. Blueprints. So I feel like the blueprints again, this is because when I said you're going into the depths of self, the depths of consciousness, nurturing yourself, giving yourself everything that you need, giving yourself the things that you lacked. This is where now you're pouring into yourself. We're not going to jump from this newborn consciousness, right? If you've been with me on this channel and you've watched like recent videos, we started at ground zero. Starting at ground zero also means showing up for yourself. It means having boundaries. It means honoring your boundaries. And it means that you may have your boundaries and say it to another person, but it's up to you to honor those boundaries first. So this right now is actively creating blueprints, because what you're doing is pouring so deeply into yourself in this particular season, in this isolation. And this isolation is actually meant to propel you to your next phase, right? This doesn't mean that your next phase is going to be next week, okay? Even in the next couple months, next month, next year. I don't know. Everyone is in beautiful divine timing. But this blueprint is you're nurturing yourself and you're saying, okay, you know what? I like this cup of hot tea. I like doing my facials. I like getting my hair done. I like doing my eyebrows. I like, dressing up and feeling good for myself. So you're pouring into, right? Because the blueprints means that you are crafting. You are basically laying out what vision you would like to have for your life. And you can't sit here and jump from how am I going to impact the collective, right? After going through all this trauma, to how am I going to impact the collective when the first person you need to impact is yourself. When the first person you need to show up for is yourself. I am in a place right now, I don't want to do readings. I don't want to deal with people, have conversations with people, because the heaviness is too much. Right now it's pouring into me season. Right now, if I get poured into by another with no intentions attached, great, I'll receive that. Okay, I'll receive those blessings. I'm open to receiving. But I'm not open to dealing with someone's mess when I've done a lot of work to clean up generational cycles, curses and patterns, and even get out of the snares and the traps that they tried to put me in personally. Okay? And when I say they, I'm talking about opposition, malevolent spirits, those evil spirits that are actively trying to feed off of people, energy vampires trying to take somebody's pathway, somebody's destiny. Honey, right now it's a season of pouring into yourself and these blueprints. Whatever you do next, the blueprint and your foundation, because we're talking about building that foundation, but what is that foundation going to look like? So now you're working on building this foundation and what it's going to look like. You are pouring into you. You are saying no matter what comes next, whatever I choose to build from here on out, my foundation is that I'm in alignment with the stars. I'm in alignment with home frequency. And we're going into the depths of our consciousness, okay, to have that creative energy, but that creative energy that's nurturing, that's fun, that's pouring into yourself, whether it's through yoga, whether it's through dance, whether it's through song, whether it's through rest, whether it's through laughter. And you're not seeking any of this from any external sources, any external factors. And so here we are. You know, you are saying, what does, in my case, Mama Ray need? Mama Ray needs her peace, her freedom, her stability to be poured into good vibrations, joy, happiness, tranquility, being rooted in my connection with divinity, growth of consciousness internally. I'm not looking for anyone else. I know my stability is coming. I know everything I need is there because I am building the foundation for what I need in this particular season in my life. So don't look at yourself as having this moment of isolation as actually a step backwards. It's letting you know that those that are around you, even those you may be trying to engage with, are not meant, okay, to be in your field. And as I said that, it was 11:11. If they are not doing the internal work, they don't belong in your field. And even if they are doing the internal work, their path is their path and your path is your path, and you will align when you're meant to align for whatever time, season, or reason. So blueprints, it's an absolutely beautiful energy to be in. What else we got, Archangel Michael? Excuse me, Raphael, cancel that. Oh. Hold on, this is a lot of cards here. Okay, all right, that's too many. Okay, let's see what else we got. That's too many too, my goodness. All right, Archangel Raphael. What else we have? Oh, yes. Okay, so we have the snake that comes up. I feel like the snake is speaking to you actively rising in your consciousness. So you are weeding out, because this is a moment of weeding out. Again, this deep desire for isolation, right, is, in this moment of deep desire for isolation, you are weeding out. And so I feel like the snake, right, the snake can very much be associated with Kundalini rising, right? Your energy flowing through all your chakras. So I feel like this is, confirmation that you are weeding out was toxic. You are saying, okay, you know what? I'm going through these chakras. Okay, this person or this energy is trying to be in this particular level of consciousness. That's not vibing with me. That's not in alignment with me energetically. Okay, vibrationally, we're not in alignment. So I can't deal with this. I refuse to deal with this. So I feel like the snake is speaking to you being able to actually see that deception, right? I feel like if somebody's trying to come with jealousy, whether someone's trying to, speak evil on your name, whether someone's trying to take out your, take you out of your blessings, they can't do that because you are protected by the divine, okay? You are a person that operates and moves in honor, that those that you deal with, those that you may be accountable to for whatever reason, they can see your truth, regardless of, the liars. Again, your energy is starting to flow, your energy is starting to rise, and it's actually a really beautiful experience in seeing the truth of others, because it may not necessarily be great all the time, everything that you see. And more than not, than not, it's not going to be fantastic. But it is allowing you an opportunity. Do you want to engage with this person? Do you want to allow this drama and this messiness into your life? And baby, the way you feeling, I'm feeling like, oh no, look. And I feel like this is like the card that was on the top is speaking to dolphins. It's saying, baby, I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing harmony. Okay. If you can't be in my life and we can have effective communication, right? Where we're actively working together, right? For, a mission at hand, right? Whether it's just upliftment of our own soul. I don't need to be in alignment with you. So the snake is is letting you know, this Kundalini rising energy is letting you know, oh no, this doesn't belong in your energetic field, because you're actively looking for harmony. You're actively looking for peace. And again, you're not looking for this externally, but I don't feel like you're closed off from engagements with healthy people. You just understand that there's not there's the abundance in your life. I'm gonna say it in this way, of healthy people has not been adamantly clear, as opposed to the negativity in the past. And so you're like, yeah, I'll engage if you're healthy, and even to a certain limit. Where is my wherewithal, right? And I feel like, we have the double rainbow, right? This is speaking to perfect timing, ascension. This is you saying, I don't need another for fulfillment. I have my connection with the divine. I have my connection with the creator. I have my connection with the all that is all. And ultimately, this is what's allowing me to be the best version of myself. Okay? This is true fulfillment for you. You're not looking at material gains. You're not looking, for what's in the external world. You are all about the internal world. And this is allowing, okay, blessings to come in. Because we got the clock, perfect timing, divine timing, unstoppable, stands the test of time, past, present, future. And I'm done because we got the man underneath it. Okay, so I feel like this was not supposed to be a love message. Okay, but these cards are all coming out like they're just, with spirit speaking. I feel like in this harmony and this balance that you are finding within yourself, again, you're not looking for anything to fulfill that spot. You are pouring into yourself. And I feel like this is a harmony, because we got the double rainbow. It's making me think of kind of like as above, so below, right? It's making me think of like how your energy body, right? Different aspects of your consciousness are finally coming into alignment together. And I feel like for the clock, it's saying like perfect timing. I do feel like this is divine timing. This is something that, as long as you did the work and you were choosing to wake up, this was written in the stars, right? For when things were going to come together, right? And, divine timing, there is an aspect of us in our readiness, right? Somebody could say a week in time. I don't look at time in the same construct. Somebody saying, okay, in 5 months you're going to be ready. No, it's literally when you are ready, and that is what makes divine timing. The man came out, you were the current, as I do feel like obviously we started with the woman, so I do feel like I am speaking to a woman. I do feel like there is a love interest, whether this person is in your field energetically, whether you can sense them, whether you're in connection with this person. I do feel like because you are no longer looking for love outside of yourself, you're not looking to be poured into by anyone or anything. This allows a beautiful reflection to come into your life, to pour into you, because that's where you're at. You're ready to receive. And you're not demanding anything. You're not saying, I need this, I need this. You're just saying, what can I do to pour into myself today? And so I don't want to speak too much more on like the love interest, because I feel like what's meant to unfold in that, it's very private, it's very sacred. I feel like it's very beautiful. I feel like there's surprises attached to it, but I feel like it's all starting because you have, in this entire journey, you have shown up for yourself in a love frequency. You've been learning to truly love yourself to a state of completion, and in this completion, I feel like this is where this kind of like this man is coming in, this energy is because you are now ready to receive someone, so that's also on a level of like completion, right? And I don't want to say completion like in the growth. I feel like it's a level of like a certain cycle of like completion within the healing journey, right? Because again, all of this runs in cycles. So it's not like, oh, you've hit the the nail on the head. This is it. Your breakthrough. Might be eight. I don't know. But I do know it's a certain level of completion energy that I feel. Um, and we'll see what else comes up, or we can leave it at this. Let me just see. I'm gonna shuffle a couple times. Archangel Raphael. If there's anything else that's meant to come out of that cultist. Okay, was a lot of them. What's up? What's how many? Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's too many. Let me live through this again. Okay. All right. So I feel like I'm done. So we got stepping stones. Okay. And then we got the heart. So stepping stones, I feel like the process, because it comes after the man. So I feel like this is still speaking to the love interest. I'm gonna say it like that. I feel like you're now in a place where your love interest, instead of being so far away because you've been keeping your divine counterpart or love interest at bay because there's been things that you've needed to work through personally, this is where I feel like there's still parts of you that are guarded for sure, but not as guarded. So now he can make progress in coming closer to you. And in this process of coming closer to you, he's going to take it easy. Again, maybe it depends on the actual connection, where it's kind of like gauging, okay, how receptive is she to me at this particular point in time. And I feel like you'll start with baby steps, but then it's going to be progressing. It is going to be allowing you to grow. I feel like there's also spiritual growth that is attached to all this. I do believe that this is a beautiful process of just arriving right to a deeper connection within self. And in a deeper connection within self, it is a deeper connection within your reflection. Okay, so within that divine counterpart, that male energy, divine masculine, we have the heart. The heart, I feel like ultimately there's been aspects of you that have been closed off to love. Truly, maybe because of like trauma with men, or trauma just with love interest in the past. But I feel like you're going to be experiencing a different level of fulfillment, a different level of engagement, a different level of interaction. I feel like you're going to be experiencing the person's like true, like their heart, the vulnerability within this connection, how you can be vulnerable, how the other person can be vulnerable. Deep levels of communication I'm getting. So someone really seeing you, and like really seeing your mind, and really seeing your heart, and really seeing who you are and what you're about. And so I feel like you're going to be experiencing a lot of contentment within this relationship. And you were looking and searching for it, to maybe fill certain spots in the past. And obviously take everything as it resonates, because I don't know if this is going to apply for everyone. But I feel like you were looking for a certain level of fulfillment and engagement in the past, but you didn't receive that, and whether it was in past connections or not. And now you're fulfilling this within yourself. You're becoming that, that reflection for yourself. But in giving yourself and nurturing yourself to these depths, you're also allowing yourself to receive. And because you're allowing yourself to receive, there is that reflection that's going to be coming in, that divine counterpart that is going to actually show you what passion is about. Because I don't know that maybe in your life you truly haven't experienced passion, not to its depths, because of course trauma and the things that have happened in the past, and how they've tried to pollute women's wombs. But now it's a moment of growth, and it's a moment of ascension. I feel like it's a moment of allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to truly just melt into yourself And in melting into yourself, you melt into your divine counterpart. Take care from me in spirit.